Okay, what's up guys, I'm Mr. Fabella. We're going to continue with Chapter 6 and coordinate plane. So we already did plotting on the coordinate plane a little bit before, so we're just going to continue with the trend and also talk about the distance between coordinates. So taking a look at this, our key idea here is the definition of a coordinate plane. It is formed by the intersection of a horizontal number line and a vertical number line. The number lines intersect. They intersect at the origin, so that's 0, 0. So the origin is going to be 0, 0. That's the those are the coordinates of the origin. And to separate the coordinate plane into 4 regions, they are called quadrants. So there's 4 different regions. Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. They go in a counterclockwise order. And they go in a counterclockwise order because quadrant 1 is actually right here, quadrant 1, and all of those coordinates are going to be both positive. So if I zoom in a little bit here, quadrant 1, when you have an ordered pair, both of those coordinates, the x coordinate and the y coordinate, you're going to the right and you're going up, those are going to be both positive. For quadrant 2, you're going left, so that's your x coordinate is going to be negative, but you're still going up, so it's going to be negative positive. For quadrant 3, those are both negative, you're going left, and then you're going down, so that's negative, negative, and then finally for quadrant 4, you're going to the right, which is positive, but then you're going down, so that's negative, so plus, minus for that. And all of these are called ordered pairs. It's used to locate a point in the coordinate plane. So for example, 4, negative 2, the x coordinate's 4, and the y coordinate's negative 2. So to plot that point, you go to the right 4, because that's the x coordinate, that's the x-axis, and you go down 2, because you're going down, it's negative 2. Also, when you're talking about where a point is, where a point lies in the coordinate plane, it's either in one of the 4 quadrants, or on some occasions, it's going to be the origin, so 0, 0, that's not in any quadrant, or if it's a point like 0, 4, that's on the y-axis, or a point like negative 2, 0, that is on the x-axis. So the axes are not part of any quadrants. So if a point's there and it says, where's the location of it, you don't say between the first and second quadrant or between the second and third quadrant. It is on the axis. So you say it's on the x-axis or you say it's on the y-axis. So here it says, write the ordered pair represented by the point A, B, C, and D. So we already talked about, okay, this is how you plot a point. Now if you're getting ordered pair represented by the points, so for point A, you look over here, you think about how did you get there? Well, to get there, first you're going to have your x and your y. That's an ordered pair, right? So this is the x and the y. So how did you get there on the x-axis? Well, x-axis goes left and right. So you're always starting at 0, always start at 0, always start at 0, and then find the directions. How do you get to that point A? Well, I had to go 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right. So that's my x coordinate is 4. And then I had to go 1 space down. Well, going down is the negative direction on the y. So y is going up and down. That's the y-axis, so that's the y coordinate. It's going to be negative 1. So 4, negative 1 is my coordinate for A. That's my ordered pair for A. For point B, let's make that red. For point B, same thing. Start off at 0, and how do you get there? Well, start left and right. I had to go left 2 times, so that's a negative 2, comma, and then how much do I have to go up? Well, I have to go up 1, 2, 3, and I went up, so that's a positive direction, so negative 2, 3. Let's keep going. Here, let's look at point C. Again, start at 0. I had to go left, so I'm going to go left 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's a negative 4. And then I had to go down. Down is a negative direction too, so I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is also a negative 4. So my ordered pair for C is negative 4, negative 4. And then finally, to close it off with point D, I'm going to start at 0, and let's see, which way do I go? Well, it's already on the y-axis, so I don't have to go left or right. So that's 0. because I didn't have to go anywhere left or right. And I go to go down 1, 2, 3. So that's a negative 3. So 0, negative 3. So usually when students do this, when they find a coordinate or an ordered pair on one of the axes, it's kind of confusing because like, oh, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 or where does the 0 go. But yeah, just think of the first, your direction, which way do you go, left or right? Then put that. So in this case, they didn't go anywhere, so it's 0. And then you went down. So that's why the 0 comes first. Because some people will put negative 3, 0. Negative 3, 0 is actually, you're going, let me erase this. So negative 3, 0 would actually be, you're going to 3 spaces left, and then putting a dot there because you're not going anywhere up or down. That's negative 3, 0, different completely than 0, negative 3. Okay, let's move on. Now it says plot 2, negative 1.5 in the coordinate plane. Describe the location of the point. So 2, negative 1.5. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So 2, that's the x coordinate. So I'm going to go 2 to the right. So that's what I'm going to do, to the right. And down negative 1.5. So this is a small one. So 1 and then 0.5. I just have to go down a half. So I'm going to delete everything else. So that is 2 negative 1.5 because I have to go down 1.5. Okay, so just another way to see this with the coordinate plane. You might have seen this before, but the x-axis, that is the horizontal number line, and you know, positive and negative, we just did that when we did integers. But you stick another one right on top of it vertically, and going up and down, that's your y-axis. So that's your x-axis, y-axis, and then of course your origin is there. And then you have your x-coordinate and your y-coordinate. That's called an ordered pair. Okay, so another thing I wanted to mention with these is to find the distance between 2 points. So there's a way to find the distance between 2 points here, and that is using the absolute value. So if you have a point here and a point here, you see those points, and you want to find the distance. So first let's name these points here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So this point right here is, so I went to the left 3, and I went up 6, so that's negative 3, 6. And over here, I went to the right 4, and up 6. So you notice here, the 6's are the same, because I went up the same amount, right? So the only difference is, whoops, the only difference we have, I don't want to see that. Yeah, the only difference we have is the negative 3 and the 4. Well, actually, you can see here, you can find the distance from 0 of negative 3. So let's see, make this smaller. So the distance from 0 of negative 3 is from here to 3. That's going to be, the absolute value of 3 is 3. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, the absolute value of 4 is 4. If you add those two together, you end up with 7. So the distance between negative 3, 6 and 4, 6 on a coordinate plane is going to be 7. And you can see that, that the distance is 3, even though it's negative 3 here, even though this point is negative 3, you take the absolute value, because when you take distance, it's absolute value. Let's try a different example here. Let's do something vertically. Let's do this point here. So this point is 4, 2. I went to the right 4 and up 2. And then let's say over here, this is 4, 7. Sorry, 4, negative 7. I went to the right 4 times and then down 7 times. If I want to find the distance from here to here, if I want to find the distance from here to here, when we do adding and subtracting integers, there would be a different way. But for now, this is, let's see how far it is from 0. So as we can see here that we showed you before, whoops, the 4's are the same. So I'm only worrying about the y coordinates, right? So the y coordinate here is 2. So let's see, the absolute value of 2 is 2. So that's the distance there. Here, the absolute value of -7 is 7. So if you add those two together, you get 9. So the distance between 2 and -7 is going to be 9. And you're going to be learning a lot of this when we're doing integers at integer addition in 7th grade or later on when you do integer addition or an integer subtraction with absolute value. But right now we can just see the absolute value shows that the distance from 0 to -7 on a number line is going to be 7. The distance from 0 to 2 on a number line is going to be 2. So if you add those two together, because they both meet at 0, you get 9. So the distance between 4, 2 and 4, -7 is 9. All right. So that was a quick, just most of that was a review of the coordinate plane, but also some calculating distance with coordinate plane. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.